Welcome back to FM Story. We began season 13 in the last episode and it began pretty well. We won every game apart from two. We had a disappointing loss against Hearts in the league and a pretty understandable loss against Man City in the Champions League. Otherwise, everything's gone pretty damn well. We've won every game. We're top of the table. We beat Napoli in the other game in the Champions League. We've got a quarter-final coming up in the Scottish League Cup against Celtic. So without further ado, let's get into the action. It's time for the quarter-final of the Scottish League Cup. Home game, well, as close to a home game as we can get against Celtic. It's at Hampden Park. We've got pretty much a full-strength team. We are missing Thibaut, who is injured, or who had been injured and isn't fully fit, so he's on the bench. Martinez is carrying on at left-back, and Rackler picked up an injury in the last game. So San Martin's come in. We have played one game since the end of the last episode, which was a 3-0 victory against St Mirren, and which kept us top of the table. So obviously we've got this quarter-final coming up against Celtic. If we win that, we play Hibs in the semi-final after they knocked out St Mirren on penalty after extra time. Aberdeen have knocked out Rangers as well, so we've got a decent chance. Rangers and Celtic aren't anywhere near winning this. Celtic have had a really poor start to the season, relatively. So hopefully we can take advantage of that and see our way through to the semi-final. Very little happening early on in this game. And we've had quite a lot of shots, but obviously none of them decent enough to see a highlight from. Right, they've got a free kick in our half. They've gone out to the right back. Who's pulled it back? Buonanotti's knocked it back again into the box. And luckily they didn't get that on target, but that was a bit too easy the way they've opened us up there. Corner for us. Cochise to take it. Swings it in. A free header at the near post of Faye, and he just can't put it on target. Right, a throw in for them deep in our half. It's gone short. The ball's played towards the box. They've gone back. Working an opportunity into the box. They've hit the woodwork. And we've kind of half cleared. Got another header on that one and eventually got the ball clear. I think that was a pretty disappointing first half. They've had the better chances. We've had lots of shots but haven't troubled the keeper. And we need to be much, much better in the second half. Right, we made two changes at half-time. Both the players in the wide attacking positions were struggling fitness-wise, so they've come off. Second half starting how the first half ended. They've got the ball approaching the edge of the area, and again, we're lucky that they can't get the shot on target. Right, throwing to us, Goulis to Tala, back to Milosavljevic. Goulis has some space to move into. Dusink, back to Goulis. Wide, looking for Martinez, but he sold him short there. And they're going to come back with the ball here. Although it goes all the way back to the keeper. And then we forced them to go a bit longer. Milosavljevic wins it back. Wide to Martinez this time. Back to Nuevo. Martinez again. It's getting crowded out. Oh, he's got past the defender. Crosses towards the back post. And there's Joel D'Alessandro, who came on at half-time with the header. Puts us 1-0 up. And despite the XG and despite the shots we've had, they've definitely had the better chances. It's pretty much against the run of play. Martinez somehow kind of snuck past the defender on the touchline. Stands the ball up at the back post. And D'Alessandro with a pretty free header at the back post to put us 1-0 up. Right, throw in. Goulis goes long towards Kasanovic. Come back to Goulis though. Into the box. He pokes it across. And there's Andreas Tala's shot deflected in off Gonzalez. Put us 2-0 up and in a really strong position now. The throw came straight back out to Goulis. He sort of went into the box, toe poked it, Tyler's shot, big deflection. I think it probably would have been on target, so it's a bit harsh, it's an own goal, but the deflection definitely was the cause of it going in the back of the net. Right, free kick for them. Right. They're going to get a chance here. They've got in between the fullback and centre half. Lovely ball, decent finish. And that was far too easy for them to get in there. I mean, the fullback had two, and then no one really tracked the run very well. Decent finish. And now it's not quite as comfortable as it was. Into the last 10 minutes of the game, and not much has happened since they pulled that goal back. They've got the ball at the back. It passed it into midfield. And again, Hubanoff with a wild tackle. And yeah, and there we go, full time, 2-1. Not our most scintillating performance this season, but we got the job done. We're through to the semi-final. We've got Hibs in that semi-final, and hopefully we can make it to another League Cup final. So we've made it to the middle of November. We've got the League Cup semi-final coming up against Hibs. Since the quarter-final, things have been pretty decent, although we are going into this semi-final on the back of a hammering in the league. We started off after the Celtic game with a comfortable 4-1 victory at home against Livingston, and then we won 2-0 away in Poland against Legia in the Champions League, and then followed that up with a couple of comfortable wins. Firstly, 4-1 away at Aberdeen, and 6-1 at home against Ross County, and then back to the Champions League where we made it 3 wins out of 4 in the league phase with a 2-1 victory away at Freiburg. And then everything came crashing to the ground in our last game at home against Rangers. They got revenge for us beating them earlier in the season, and we were not at the races. We were all over the place. Every time they went forward, it looked like they were going to score, and we only managed to score through a penalty and didn't really look like scoring too many other than that. So what it means as far as the league's concerned is we are in second. We're a point behind Rangers. Basically based on that last game, the two teams do seem to be starting to go clear at the top of the table already. They've had the best players so far. We've got the top goal scorer, and we just need to be a bit more consistent. That game against Rangers was unacceptable, and we just need to get back to form, and hopefully we can do that in this game in the League Cup semi-final. As far as the Champions League is concerned, we're down in 6th. We've got 9 points from 4 games. Obviously, we lost that opening game against Man City. We've won every game since then. Hopefully, we can continue that run on. We've got Man United up next in the Champions League, and then we've got Leipzig. But we do end with what should hopefully be, with a couple of home games at the end, a bit more comfortable games against Marseille and Besiktas. So hopefully we should be able to make it into the top 8 and miss out on the playoff round. But obviously coming up first, we've got this semi-final, and hopefully we can get back to the League Cup final. We were knocked out at this stage of the competition last season, and the season before we got beat in the final. So it's been a couple of seasons since we've won it. Hopefully we can put in a decent performance here and make it through to the final again. So this is the side we've picked for the semi-final against Hibs. It's pretty much a full-strength team. We were only missing Rackler from what would be our first-choice 11. He's been injured for quite some time. He's only fit enough for 45 minutes, so he's on the bench in case we need to bring him on later on. It's effectively a home game because all our games this season at home are at Hampden Park. And if we win, we play Aberdeen in the final after they've beaten Dundee United on penalties. So hopefully we can get a result and make it through. They're going with a 4-4-2, and we've got that 4-3-3 with the flat 3 in the midfield, and hopefully we can put in a better performance than we've just done in the league against Rangers, because we were dreadful in that game. An early free kick for them. Medina has to scramble his way across goal to turn it behind it, and it's not looking like a very positive start to the game for us here. corner to be swung in on the right foot. High into the back of the box. It's been headed clear. And then they're going down the right hand side. We've won it back there. And we've dealt with that danger. Other than that, early free kick and corner, not much has happened in this game so far. We've got a throw on the left hand side. Goulis to take it. Aims long. It's flicked on by San Martin. Headed away in front of their own goalkeeper. Goulis to Milosavljevic. Dusink in the box. And there we go. 1-0. Dusink's a player we've missed for a big chunk of this season through injury. And that's just proving why he's so important for us in the box there. So San Martin flicks on, their keeper comes through it, the defender heads it clear as far as Goulis, and he finds Milosavljevic, lays it into Dusink at the edge of the area, takes a touch and then sticks it in the top corner where the keeper can't get it. Right, Goulis with another long throw. San Martin flicks it on again. And how have we not scored that? That looks so much easier to score than it was to miss. Right, a corner for us on the left. Kerr takes it short to Cochise. Back to Kerr, into the box. Goes past a man and then runs out of space. It's been cleared as far as Thibault. Down the line to Kerr again. Tries to work it into the box. They've cleared as far as San Martin. Goulis approaching the edge of the area. Takes it in with his left foot but just can't cut across it enough. Free kick on the edge of the box. Nascimento forced Medina into a good save early on. This time hits the woodwork. Medina was beaten completely there. All right, another corner from the left hand side. Kerr this time lifts it into the box. San Martin's header onto the roof of the net. And we've had enough chances to be comfortably ahead here. It's been flicked on by their player. San Martin across to pick it up. Infield to Goulis. Dusink to Casanova. He's been pretty quiet in this game so far. Into Kerr in the box. Lovely touch to Thibault, but it comes back. And Dusink this time with another shot. Hits the woodwork and it's gone behind for a goal kick. Nascimento again. Goulis levers him off the ball. And that's going to be a second yellow card. And we're in a bit of bother here. We'll leave things as they are until we get to half time. And then we'll figure out what we're going to do. But from the free kick. Surely that's offside. Must be offside, referee. And it is disallowed. Thank God for that. We do have a very tired team by the looks of it. But luckily, he'd just gone too early. If he'd stayed where he was, he probably would have had the same chance. And there we are, half time. And we should be much further in front with the chances we've had. We are 1-0 up. We are down to 10 men. Their best player has gone off injured. Which, as he was the player of the month for the league, he's in decent form. He's had their best chances from those free kicks as well. But we have a very, very, very tired squad. And the second half might be an awful lot of work here. All right, we've made 3 changes because of the tiredness and also just to try and balance the side up after that sending off. We've taken off Cochise, Casanova and Kerr, brought on Tala, Pasquale and D'Alessandro, and we've also just dropped back the mentality a touch so that we're not trying to go too gung-ho. D'Alessandro into Dusink, Pasquale off the left-hand side into the box, and they've managed to clear it, but it's only as far as Nuevo. D'Alessandro back to Pasquale. D'Alessandro over the top, looking for Tala, and it just runs away, out for a goal kick. We've made a further change. We've got San Martin was knackered. He's on a booking. So we brought Rackler on to give him some time and back in the first team as well. Been clear, Rackler wins a header straight away, but they've picked up the loose ball and now they're attacking down their left-hand side. They've got it into the box. Donnelly finds Rivera. We're going to get a VAR review, but I don't think that one was offside. I think that's going to get given. And yep, it's been given, and it's back to level, and we've only got ourselves to blame for this. The lack of chances that we took in the first half, that sending off. I don't even know why that was a VAR review, because it doesn't look anywhere near offside. And it's not. It's quite clearly onside. Right, Dusink to D'Alessandro. He loses out but gets it back. Nuevo looking for Pascual, who's gone down in the box. And that looked very innocuous. I'll be very surprised if this one stands up to a review. And it's not been given. Oh, it has been given. Very surprising. D'Alessandro to step up to take the penalty. Keeper turns it behind. And it's starting to look like it's not our day. Dusink with a corner. Drills it across. It's up in the air. And then they've cleared it as far as the halfway line. Free kick for them. Rivera to take it. Medina gets across. Turns it over for a corner. Corner's then high towards the back post. We've got a head on it, but they've picked up the loose ball with Rivera again. Pascual across, puts it out for a throw in. Throw in Milosavljevic to take short to Tala, back to Milosavljevic. Nuevo into Tala in the box. D'Alessandro wide to Thibaut, onto Pascual, pulls it across. Tala then squares it. Pascual pops up. He's popped up with some very important goals. None more so than that one to put us back in front. But that's reminiscent of the opening day of the season when we were losing and he came off the bench and got a double. Tala eventually just runs round the defence, gets to the byline, squares it to the near post. Pascual's the only one there. Beats the keeper. That's 2-1. And we've got 20 odd minutes to hang on. A free kick for them to the edge of the box. And that was far too easy. I know we've got one man less, but that couldn't have been made any easier. No one marking the man at the front. Simple ball into him, takes a touch, and then beats the keeper from about 16 yards. And there we are, full time 2-2, going into extra time. And we've only got one sub we can make. And we've got some players that are not going to last through this extra time period. Right, so we made our final change at the end of normal time. Fayette was absolutely knackered at the back. We've taken him off. We've brought the young Portuguese defender Girardin on. And now we're just hoping that everyone else can last the half hour of extra time. Right. The ball forward was intercepted there by Thibaut, but they've got it back at the back. We've gone past Thibaut. Rackler can't stop the cross coming in. Girardin couldn't get across. And we are now behind on the stroke of half time and extra time. And it looks like this might be the end of the line in the competition this season. It's just far too easy for them to get the ball in the box. And really couldn't miss from that close in. So there we are. Half time and extra time. 3-2 down. We've got 15 minutes to get back in the game with half a dozen players that are absolutely knackered. It's going to be very hard work. Right, we're getting a bit desperate. We're looking to go a bit more direct here. D'Alessandro's got the ball in midfield. Nuevo. Tala down the right hand side here. This cross is blocked behind for a corner. Right, goal kick for them. Goes long. The head is won by D'Alessandro. Tala off the right. Into Nuevo. Pushing the edge of the area. Goes from distance. What a finish that is. From someone who is absolutely out on their feet. We've levelled it up. And we're going to need to undo some of the changes we just made to the tactic. Nuevo, with players running ahead of him, taking the defenders away from the edge of the area, bends it into the bottom corner. And we've levelled it up. Now there's just a couple of minutes of extra time left. And there we go, full time and extra time, heading for penalties. And the one thing you can say about the players we've got on the pitch is they're not penalty takers. D'Alessandro's obviously already missed one in this game. He's our best penalty taker. The rest of them, I mean, you'd be lucky if they even hit the target. Right, so we're up first. Andreas Thaler to take the first penalty. Sends the keeper the wrong way, puts it in the top corner, and that's us 1-0 up. We could do with something big from Medina, I think, in this penalty shootout. Sent the wrong way originally, but then managed to get it back, but couldn't keep it out. Pasquale now taking it. Fires it past the keeper. I wonder if, because D'Alessandro missed one in the regular game, they've seemed to have moved him away from the order. Espinosa steps up, beats Medina for 2-2. Nuevo is the next one to step up. Got the equaliser in extra time, slams home that penalty. Now, ideally, a Medina save here would be brilliant. Mokoena sends the keeper the wrong way, and that's 3-3. Now, D'Alessandro, who missed the penalty in the normal 90 minutes, which would have put us in front, this time sends the keeper the wrong way, and that's 4-3. Otavio stepping up next for Hibs. Medina went the right way but couldn't keep it out, and that's 4-4, and now it's basically sudden death. We've got the left back, Bertrand Thibault, stepping up now. I thought that was going wide, but thankfully it arrowed into the bottom corner. Considering our players are rubbish penalty takers, like attribute-wise, there were 5 pretty decent penalties. Silva stepping up with the last of the normal lot of penalties. On his right foot. Passes it into the bottom corner, and now we are properly into sudden death. Mark Duffy, the young central midfielder, stepping up to take our 6th. Straight down the middle. Keeper catches it. And unless Medina can bail us out here, that's the end of the League Cup run for this season. Oh, and they've done exactly the same. It goes on. Tim Girardin, 18-year-old Portuguese centre-half, stepping up, just puts his foot through it, and the pressure is all on Hibs now. 6-5 with their 7th penalty to come. Donnelly to step up against Medina. Fires it high into the roof of the net. And now we've got Milosavljevic stepping up for our 8th penalty. And does the business. So we've only got Rackler and the goalkeeper left. Now they're stepping up against Medina. Right, Rackler with our 9th penalty. We're really into the realms of people that can't take them, and that is why he was our 9th penalty taker, obviously. And now we're back to relying big time on Medina to bail us out. It's our former player as well, Juan Sebastian Marquez, who joined Hibs at the start of last season on a free transfer. He gets the winning goal, and that's us out of the League Cup at the semi-final stage on penalties. And there we are, the end of another episode. We've made it to the end of November, and so far this November is kind of matching last November's poor form. After that defeat against Rangers and losing the League Cup semi-final on penalties, our next league game was against Hibs. We drew with them, and then we've just been hammered at Old Trafford in the Champions League 3-0. So things aren't going particularly well. We are still second in the table with 3 points behind Rangers, and we are 8 points clear of Hearts, 10 points clear of Hibs, but we've got a game in hand on both of those. Celtic definitely having a really poor start to the season. They've got 22 points from 14 games, so we're already 12 points clear of them, having played the same number of games. Champions League, obviously that was a tough game against Man United. We've not done well there, but we are sat in 15th in the league phase. We've got 9 points from 5 games, so hopefully we can pick it up. We've got Leipzig next, and then we've got Marseille and Besiktas. Now, Marseille are actually doing really well this season, so that might be a tougher game than you would think on paper, but hopefully we can at least make the knockout stages of the Champions League. As we said, that's the end of this episode. Join us next time to see if we can improve on our form, see if we can make sure we qualify for the knockout stage of the Champions League. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you then.